Now, on 105.9 FM and streaming worldwide on the WMAL app, O'Connor and Company.
It's 7:07. Good morning. Thanks for tuning into O'Connor and Company. Coming up in 30 minutes, our own Patrice Onwuka will be a special guest because, well, she was the president's special guest yesterday in the Oval Office for a signing ceremony. And then, well, her first grader took over things, and it's amazing. We'll get into that coming up in 30 minutes. Then at 8:05, KT McFarland, former Deputy National Security Advisor to President Trump. Whole lot going on in the world. Greenland, Iran, Venezuela. I'm glad I've got Bethany Mandel to help me unpack it all. Good morning, Bethany.
Good morning, and I'm so excited for our amazing lineup of guests today.
Yes, including our guest right now, Mignon Houston, Deputy Spokesperson for the State Department. Here I am talking about all these things going on in the world, and, well, I mean, you're in the center of it there at Foggy Bottom. Good morning, Mignon. Thanks for joining us.
Oh, it's great to be here. Thank you for having me.
Listen, before I would love to ask you about yesterday's summit over Greenland and what's going on with Iran. But first, a remarkable achievement by the State Department here. Over 100,000 visas have been revoked here. And again, so much of that we're celebrating here about this first year of the Trump administration and Secretary Rubio's great job at the State Department often just boils down to common sense. These are people, and you tell me, it appears that these are people who were granted visas for commercial purposes or for student purposes, and then they broke our laws. I mean, why shouldn't they have their visas revoked? Why is this a new idea?
That's absolutely right. And thank you. You know, the United States Department of State is really just enforcing existing visa laws. These are not new. And we've seen measurable results. The proof is the unprecedented number of visa revocations. Like you mentioned, 100,000 visas were revoked since the administration started. And the leading cause is driving under the influence, assaulting people on U.S. soil, stealing from citizens here in the United States or others, overstaying their visas. And so, look, the United States is going to enforce our laws. We've seen a visa system that has been abused for far too long, that's taken advantage of American taxpayers. And under the decisive leadership of this administration, we're putting an end to those processes.
So that's one of the things that I love about the Trump administration. I was thinking the other day about the gains that we've seen, and so much of it is just people who came in and decided, I can do something about this. I can fix this.
Yeah.
I would love to hear a little bit of your background. Like, how did you get here, and what inspired you to enter public service? Because I want to know more about, like, what is the path here?
Let's look under Mignon's hood, shall we?
Yeah.
I love this question. Oh, look, my parents, I'm from the South. My parents were both teachers, middle school and high school teachers. I come from a family of educators and public servants. And so this was always a calling for me. How can I make the country where I live just as strong as possible, continuing to work with our leadership, improving systems that may not work. And this is exactly what I've done. I went to college for mass communications. I went to graduate school for urban affairs and public policy, and joined the Foreign Service in 2006. So it's been about 20 years now.
Wow.
Serving the U.S. government all over the world, really working on policies to improve economic and political relationships. It's been a phenomenal career. I'm so grateful every day to be able to serve the American people, and I just love working in the State Department. This administration has been just a real gift to have in the position for the American people, and we continue to see benefits every day.
So
Well, thank you for that service.
Yeah.
That's
So
great.
you were in the State Department when it was much swampier than it is now.
I've been through several iterations of shifts and changes, but it's been phenomenal. I work with Principal Deputy Spokesperson Tommy Pigott. Love the team, love what we're doing every day, and just seeing the results, seeing the American people see the promises that were made and promises kept. I mean, you can't beat that.
So
Love it.
What kind of changes are you seeing in the State Department swamp? If you've been there for 20 years.
Well, particularly,
hold on.
as
She wants, just in case the next election goes wrong, she wants to keep working.
That's why I'm asking.
Why are you doing this to her? No, go ahead. I'm teasing.
No, absolutely. I mean, when we're speaking about visas, look, this has been something that I think many Foreign Service officers have seen, this abuse of the system. Many of our first tours are always as consular officers, so we are on the other line of that window, adjudicating visas, making that decision. And the vast majority of people who travel to the United States do so legally, they do so responsibly. But look, when visas are misused, whether it's through criminal activity, overstays, fraud, the U.S. government has the authority and the obligation to act. And we're seeing an administration that's saying enough is enough. We're going to take unprecedented steps. And so many folks across the Department of State, we agree wholeheartedly. We had to fix a broken system, and that's exactly what this administration is doing.
Well, and I love the fact that this goes back to the fundamental understanding that it is a privilege to be in this country. And when we, through our good graces, allow you to come in to get a higher education or to do commerce with us, there's certain basic standards, like don't wreak havoc on our roads by driving under the influence or assaulting officers or what have you. Well done, State Department. Can I ask you, while we're at it, so what happened yesterday over Greenland? I mean, all the headlines say, that we've agreed to disagree. Well, that's rather unsatisfying. Was there any progress made?
I mean, look, every day we here at the Department of State, through diplomatic channels, believe that progress is made. This administration, through President Trump, he's been very clear of the importance of Greenland to U.S. defense. He's underscored our commitment to the relationship. I mean, it's unrealistic to think that we can continue to defend the United States, North America, without considering the Arctic. And that's what the president is saying, that he is eager to build a lasting commercial relationship that benefits the people of Greenland and the United States. But ultimately, this comes down to this being an important strategic decision to ensure Americans are safe, our U.S. national security is safe, and we're not going to compromise on those goals.
And the conversations continue, obviously. That was just the beginning, I'm guessing.
Absolutely. I mean, this president is clear. We always want to use diplomatic means whenever we can. We want to have these dialogues and these conversations. I mean, they are always very important as we move forward in accomplishing and advancing our policy. We will continue to have these conversations. This one, I think, made a lot of headlines, but this isn't a new conversation, right? It's one that we're going to continue. The president's leadership has been very clear on this, and we'll see what more is ahead in 2026.
And sorry.
I just assume you want to ask about Iran, so go for it. Because I have a feeling that Mignon Houston is going to tell us when the strike will be. Go ahead.
Yeah, no, I mean, so we're evacuating folks, and can you give us a sort of status update of what is changing in the Mideast?
Look, what we are seeing right now in Iran, we're seeing citizens who are protesting for basic needs: water, food, energy. We, as the U.S. government, the president has been quite clear with the regime that there needs to be some changes. We cannot continue to see movement towards a nuclear program and ballistic missiles. The president has taken decisive action on that front as well, and we want the people of Iran to prosper. We want the people of Iran to be able to fully feel respected when it comes to their fundamental human rights. What we're seeing, the deaths, it's really unfortunate. And, I speak on behalf of diplomatic channels and what we're trying to do. We've had these conversations. Our hearts are with the people of Iran right now as they're going through this, and we want to see change. So I can't speak to any operational movements or, we've heard the president, his words speak for themselves, but it really is. This has been an organic movement by the people of Iran to ask for the same things that we've been saying for some time. And so it's a tragedy to see people lose their lives. We here at the Department of State, of course, want to see things done in a different way. We want to see people not get hurt. This is not something we want. Of course, this breaks our hearts. But there is an understanding that when you have these basic needs that are not met, and instead of regime spends money on ballistic programs and nuclear weapons, that the resources aren't going to the people that need them. And the people in Iran deserve better.
Great. Well, one quick follow-up back to the visas. You revoke the visas. Will people, does revoking the visa also trigger some sort of action to ensure that people leave the country? You know what I mean? Or because even though the visas are revoked, people, sadly, for decades now have just ignored that and stayed here anyway.
That's right. I mean, if I were here illegally in the United States with this administration, I think I would get out right now. I mean, this administration has been very clear. We're not playing any games. I mean, in addition to the revocations, we've seen expanded vetting for student visas, making sure students who are coming to the United States are not going to vandalize our campuses and prevent students from studying. We've enacted full and partial suspensions on visas for countries who have very high overstay rates. We recently, as you saw yesterday, we've addressed people who are public charge, immigrants who come to the United States and abuse our resources and taxpayer dollars. We're just going to put an end to all of these practices. And so this administration has been very clear. We are going to stand up for the American people. The United States is one of the most generous. It has one of the most generous immigration systems in the world, but only if it works and only if laws are enforced. And that's the bottom line. And so that's what we're doing. We're enforcing laws that are on the books that are essential to U.S. national security.
Mignon Houston, Deputy Spokesperson at the State Department. Thank you for joining us, and we're really great knowing you, and don't be a stranger. We'd love to have you back.
I'll come back anytime. Thank you so much. Have a great day, guys.